What is up, guys? Today we're going to talk a little bit more about this Palworld drama because it just keeps pouring in. There is so much controversy surrounding this game. Let me know in the comments if you think that this game would be nearly as successful as it is today without the drama surrounding it. I do think that a lot of games like Hogwarts Legacy, for example, sold extremely well because it was just spoke about so much. It was almost like it was free marketing. Palworld is now under some heat as Pokémon Company finally responded to the existence of its game. We've received many inquiries regarding another game's company released in January 2024. We have not granted any permission for the use of Pokemon intellectual property or assets in that game. We intend to investigate and take appropriate measures to address the acts that infringe on intellectual property rights related to Pokemon. We will continue to cherish and nurture each and every Pokemon in its world. There's a lot of people that saw this news and thought Palworld was doomed. It's done, it's kaput, they're getting shut down tomorrow. I don't think so. Palworld has been open to the public about their development for years now. We have had trailer after trailer and early gameplay leaks and people following the accounts for years, and Pokemon is with ease the most emulated game that has ever existed. And most of these emulated games that they try to sell on like the iOS market just get shut down almost instantaneously. If Pokemon really wanted to shut this down, they could have done this really early in the game. Way before this game launched and became the most popular game of 2024 by a long shot. I think they just released today that there's 8 million people that have played it on Steam alone. They've made $240 million off of this game in one single platform. Just one. The toothpaste is officially out of the tube for this case. I think that the game has released and now we can all see that it is vastly different from anything that Pokemon has ever launched. There has never been a Pokemon game where you needed to use the Pokemon to stay alive, or build structures and make a base and get raided by other NPCs inside of the game with guns and using other Pokemon. There's no characters in use, there's no lore, there's no specific names being used. They're offering vastly different gameplay than any Game Freak game has ever offered to us for Pokemon. And admittedly, Palworld would just be Craftopia if it didn't have the pals involved in the game. They really do make the game. And there are some similarities to Pokemon, like the Pokemon style tablet that you get. You have to throw spheres and not balls. And there's some design features to a lot of these pals that have striking resemblances to Pokemon. I mean, like, it is a little tight. To anyone's defense that's trying to make a monster capture game, it's very difficult when Pokemon has 1,000 species and pretty much everybody is going to relate anything that they put on that island to a Pokemon. If you make a monkey, it's either Apom or Chimchar. If you make a butterfly, it's Butterfree. The colors are very vibrant and they're even using similar types like dark and ice and fire and water. It does have a lot of similarities, and I can totally see why Pokemon will be coming after them and making a statement like this. I think that they're making a statement to let everybody know that it's under investigation, and we'll see what happens from this. But there's a reason why Palworld, through all the years of marketing and development, haven't received a cease and desist yet. If this does happen to make its way to court, I would imagine that they're probably just going to ask Palworld to change the appearance of some of the characters. They're probably going to shoot really high and try to get the game shut down and or all the characters removed, but I'm sure that the judge is just going to say, what do you have rights to? Is interpreted by translation, and what can we say is definitely being copied? I think some of the pals that resemble flagship Pokemon like the Raichu and the Eevee might have to get shut down. I'm not saying that they're going to get removed from the game, but they're probably going to have to change features inside of the game to make it appear differently than the flagship Pokemon that we've all seen and know and love. And just to be clear, I do love Pokemon. I like both of them. It's really okay to do that. For example, the Eevee might have to change the color or the ears or the tail or maybe something with its coat. Or the Raichu character might have to change the Thunderbolt, maybe the color or something that has to do with its face. I don't think it's going to shut Palworld down. I just think it's going to take some elbow grease and a lot of development work, maybe some coffee and some changes made to the code of the game. But nonetheless, I think that Palworld is safe. I know that they're going to be releasing new species in the future. I don't know if they're already made or not. The first generation of Pokemon originally had like 250 designs and they used some of those for Gen 2. I wonder if that's going to happen with Palworld and if they're going to have to rebuild some of those from the ground up, depending on how Pokemon reacts to Palworld. A lot of these games that kind of emulate Pokemon get shut down, but this is not emulating. This is just simply having very similar features in a game that's vastly different. Like, subscribe, keep up with me, guys. Peace, happy hunting for your pals and your Pokemon.